Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Halftime Speech. Today we're going to be talking about a new trade finder for Donovan Mitchell. A lot of buzz has been going around him. There's a few teams that are rumored that are very interested in Donovan Mitchell. One of them being one of my favorite teams, the Knicks. But we got a few teams set up here. Judah, you want to start us off with the Jazz?
Yeah. First off, uh, you know, there's been a lot of trade rumors around the Nets. Um, not just with Donovan Mitchell, but with Kevin Durant potentially being on his way out and Kyrie Irving potentially being on his way out. Maybe that means Ben Simmons is going to leave too, even though he hasn't even played a single second for them. Um, but I feel like Ben Simmons would be a valuable asset for the Jazz to get Donovan Mitchell for, and or I think the Jazz would want to get Ben Simmons in a trade back just because he has shown that he's a very good player when healthy. Daron Sharp is promising to be a rotational piece, and Cam Thomas, when he played last season, he was a very, very, very good scorer. And then throw in 3 first-round picks, just because the asking price for everybody is super high right now. So I think the Nets could do this because if your star players are leaving, you want to build around another star player. I think that's good. Um, and then I think the Jazz do this because Donovan Mitchell already wants out. Donovan Mitchell even said himself he is leaving the first time his contract is up. He said that. So I think they want to get rid of him as soon as they can, get another really good young player, and I think Cam Thomas can be an all star at one point in his career, and then the pick. So I think this works out well for both sides, in my opinion.
I agree. If this was somewhere like last year or next year when trade goes down, then this is very excessive for Donovan Mitchell. I don't think Nets would even want to build around a new superstar, considering how bad this is flunked. I imagine them wanting to go for a rebuild. I imagine they could take Donovan Mitchell, but I think they would really mainly just want the picks. Right? I don't really know if they want to. Jazz, I can see taking this trade for sure. I would take this trade if I was Jazz. I don't want to risk just keeping Donovan Mitchell and getting nothing out of it when he decides to leave. But instead of, if I'm the Nets, I don't know if I want to give up all this for a star that I'm not going to be that intrigued in when I'm already losing my other top two.
Yeah, if I'm the Jazz, I'm trading Donovan away as soon as I can because he said that he's leaving. Yes, he does have 4 years left on his contract, but I mean, you already know he's leaving. Might as well start the rebuild as soon as possible. So I
With more
think
years makes it more valuable too.
yeah, and I mean Cam Thomas. I mean you can even throw in a third team if you don't want Ben Simmons and have Ben Simmons go somewhere else, and then just keep Cam Thomas and all the picks. Because I think Cam Thomas, if built around correctly or has a good team around him, I think he could potentially be an all star. I see that in him because when he got the opportunity when Nets players were hurt, he was dropping 20 plus a game. He was amazing as a rookie. So um, I think Jazz definitely want Cam Thomas, and as the Nets, honestly, you were talking about how they wouldn't want Donovan Mitchell just because they want to go full on rebuild, but I think Donovan Mitchell would be a good piece to build around because you also have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, who you are also going to get more young pieces for. So I think you're getting. I mean, you can trade Kevin Durant to the Suns when DeAndre Ayton's no trade clause is up, and you can get DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, and maybe like a Cam Johnson. That's a really solid young team around Donovan Mitchell already. And then the picks, and then trade Kyrie Irving somewhere. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Lakers. I don't know, but you get the picks along with Kyrie Irving. Maybe get like Austin Reeves, who would be a very nice catch and shoot guy around Donovan Mitchell. So I think honestly, Donovan Mitchell would be a good player to build around right now.
I can agree with that. Now thinking about it, what they get, it's hit or miss with the trades because no one wants to give so much up that the Nets are asking for KD, and then with Kyrie to the Lakers, that's a very situation we don't even know is going to be happening. So if I'm the Nets, I'm not taking this trade right away. I want to actually get the pieces I get from KD and Kyrie before I want to acquire something else that's big as this, getting rid of Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I can see, but I can see this working out your way and my way. I think both. I mean, the Nets would have a lot to think about. With this, you could always throw in more teams, like have Ben Simmons go to another team, and then I don't know. You can always just put more teams in there and make it work so that the other teams or that everybody accepts. But I think this could work out well for both sides, especially the Jazz. But let's move on to our next team. So our next team that has been rumored is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this would you would have to put in Kevin Love for the money, and the Cavaliers actually get both Donovan and Mike Conley. They have cap space, and they would really like a backup point guard like Mike Conley to back up Darius Garland, and then obviously Donovan Mitchell is a very good player. We've seen that Darius Garland can hold his own with a small backcourt like Colin Sexton, um, and the Jazz would get back an expiring contract and Kevin Love, so that money's gone right there. And then because both Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell have multiple years on their contract, you get a very nice young guard, and Colin Sexton, a very nice defensive 3-and-D guy, and Isaac Okoro, who's also super young, and you also get 3 first-round picks and 4 seconds. So I really think both teams would love this.
If I'm Cavs, I would like this. Cavs have a great young squad, dropping some money, and then also picking up some great players, some great guards. I think that's a valuable assets that the Cavs need. They have good spacing, they have good big men. They just need a little bit of star power, and this is what they're getting out of this trade here. They're getting great playoff success here.
Yeah, I mean, the Colin Sexton would obviously have to be a sign and trade because he has not signed a contract anywhere yet. He is still a free agent. He is coming off a pretty serious injury, but I think, when he's healthy, which I think he will be, he's a very nice cornerstone to build your franchise around. I really like Colin Sexton. I think he's one of the most underrated young players in the league. He is a very, very underrated defender, and we've seen that he could score 20 plus points per game for a whole season. Then Isaac Okoro is, just coming off his second season, and he's a very good perimeter defender. And then you also get all the picks. And then Kevin Love, I think the Jazz would be fine with getting him back because he is an expiring contract. So they would just, after one season, they get $28 million of no money. So, I think this works out perfectly for both sides. And Cavaliers get, some very good win now players that they need to compete in a. Honestly, I think the Eastern Conference now is deeper than the Western Conference. So I think the Cavaliers would definitely need more star power to compete in a conference like the East.
Agreed.
All right, let's move on to the next one. The next team is the Miami Heat. This one has probably been the most rumored, besides the Knicks. This doesn't matter. Nikola Jovic will be able, or he can be able to be traded right now because it is after August 1st. But this is. I don't think, honestly, looking at this now, I do not think the Jazz want this trade. Like, you get Tyler Hero. If you believe you can build a franchise around Tyler Hero, go ahead. Because then you get the 3 picks back. And you also get a nice young center in Omer Yurtseven. And you also get, who I believe has a lot of potential, Nikola Jovic, despite him being a late first-round pick. And then Duncan Robinson's just thrown in there for salary cap purposes. Because they definitely need to throw in some more salary to make this work.
If I'm Jazz, I may take this due to the fact of so many picks. You can't trade Donovan later, only due to the trade market being so high. So he's at such a high value price right now. You can get a lot of picks worth out of this and some good young players. Tyler Hero's a great pickup. Duncan Robinson's a nice little catch and shoot to have with multiple years on his contract. Jovic is also another young star you have potential out of. So I might take this. He obviously go great with this trade. I don't know if they would ever want to get rid of Tyler Hero like this, but for Donovan Mitchell, I may take it.
Yeah, I think if I'm the Jazz and I am offered, all three of the trades that we've had so far, I think I'm choosing the Cleveland Cavaliers trade because you are getting rid of a lot of money, so you're going to have a lot of free money after this year, and you're going to have a lot of picks, um, and you're going to have a Colin Sexton, who I think is very good. But I mean, if you believe, or if the Utah Jazz and Danny Ainge believe that Tyler Hero can be a, you know, Donovan Mitchell type, or like, uh,
No. I'm not saying that at all. I'm more of a saying just having the player in general. I'm mainly doing this trade off of the picks alone. It's great to have picks, including with the ones they just got off of Rudy.
yeah, I think the Heat are totally fine giving up picks just because they have old dudes. I mean, Jimmy Butler is not getting any younger. Kyle Lowry's not getting any younger. Um, so I think they definitely want to win now. Kind of like we said in the Kevin Durant video, the Heat want to win now. So that's why they've been in both of these videos, is because they need to win now before their guys retire or get washed. As we've already seen,
Right.
Kyle Lowry's kind of getting washed as it is. So I would totally give up all these assets just to get better, because I think Donovan Mitchell is so much better than Tyler Hero, despite Tyler
Yeah.
Hero averaging a very good amount of points. But I think honestly, if I'm the Jazz, I might go look around for some other options, but I would take this trade if I couldn't find anything else for the Jazz. I would, because I do not think it's a bad trade for either side. So, are you ready to move on to the next team?
Yeah, I got all I had to say.
All right. Next team is the Grizzlies. This has been rumored, not as much as the other teams, but they do give up a haul. They give up Jaren Jackson, who is he's very good, but he's injury prone. Desmond Bain, who's very good, and Zaire Williams, who has shown potential. See, the problem with the Jazz here is that they only get two first round picks, but Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bain are very good young players that I would love to have on my team. I mean, like, Jaren. I think Jaren Jackson was the leader in blocks this year. He had the most blocks in the league, or at least averaged the most blocks in the league. Desmond Bain had one of the highest 3-point efficiencies in the entire league on his second year. So I think, and Zaire Williams, he was a rookie and he's shown promise. He didn't get much playing time just because the Grizzlies were so good, but that I think if the Jazz want a faster rebuild, this would be the trade to go. But if they want kind of a longer rebuild, I think the Cavaliers or the um, Nets trade would be the way to go.
If I'm Grizzlies, I'm taking this trade. I don't see no negative sides towards it. They're not giving up much picks. They're giving up some decent players, but one's injury prone, another one, both are too young. Well, not too young, obviously, but they're young and it's great. But Donovan Mitchell's a superstar, and pairing him up with Ja, Steven Adams, a few other pieces is pretty good for Memphis. If I'm Jazz, though, I don't know if I would want this trade too much. Like you said, it's just only two first round picks, and I know they're looking for a lot of it out of Donovan Mitchell. They want to have the same trade they did for Rudy on him.
Yeah, but with Rudy Gobert, the best player you got back was Jared Vanderbilt, and with this, you're getting Jaron Jackson Jr., who is an amazing young player, and Desmond Bain, who is also an amazing young player, and Zaire Williams, who I wouldn't say he's an amazing young player, but he has the potential to be a pretty dang good player. Um, so, like I said before, there's you could go with this and have a faster rebuild, or you could go with one of the previous trades and have a longer rebuild, but maybe more effective rebuild. Um, you know, you could do this, and then you would have like 7 first round picks just from Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell trade. You wouldn't be very good, so you would have your own picks as well. So you would be like, even with this trade, you would be like the Oklahoma City Thunder with like Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain. I mean, I think that's very good, to be honest. But you know,
Yeah.
2 first round picks is not a lot for Donovan Mitchell, but the player assets are very good. What they're getting in return is very good. All right, let's move on to, I believe, the final trade, and it is your New York Knicks. So I'm going to let you talk about this one because you like the Knicks so much.
Let me see what we got going on here. I agree with getting rid of Evan Fournier. That is a. I'm originally when we did sign him to the Knicks, I did not like how much money we dumped onto him alone because it ruined up a bunch of free agency for us. So much potential on other things. I did. I don't think they're ever going to get rid of Obi. Obi Toppin is a great player to have, and we still got some time with him. He's still super young. Cam Reddish is another player I'm glad we have. Hopefully, gets a good re-sign out of it. But New York's got things to move around. I would love for Knicks to get Donovan Mitchell. It's a great guard pair. They're playing small ball, but we've seen previous championship teams like the Warriors, for example, win off a small ball and have great success out of it, off of not even trades there. But Knicks have made some questionable decisions. But I think a Donovan Mitchell trade, giving up Evan Fournier, a few first round picks, a few second round picks. I don't want to give up Obi Toppin here. I'm fine with giving up quickly and Cam Reddish and Fournier. It dumps off some money and it matches with Mitchell. And I think Jazz take this due to the fact they get many, many picks off of it and they still have a nice guard to go up with it.
I think if you're the Knicks, though, I think you have to throw an Obi Toppin, um, just because the fact is, Cam Reddish has not shown a ton of potential. I mean, maybe in the playoff run with the Hawks, where they went to the conference finals, every single person on the Hawks got hurt, and he stepped up and played pretty well. That's the only time he really showed potential in his whole career. Emmanuel quickly's shown that he could be a serviceable, a very nice rotational, maybe like a backup point guard. Um, so you don't really have like much star potential in this trade. I think the the Knicks, or I mean the Jazz, sorry, would definitely be looking for somebody like Obi Toppin back. I mean, you could keep Obi Toppin, but then you'd have to throw in, I don't know, more picks, um, because as we've said before, because of the Rudy Gobert trade, everybody's asking price is going to be high for their star players, and that's no exception for the Donovan Mitchell. I mean, I think you have to give up Obi Toppin in a trade if you want to keep RJ Barrett. And I think for the Knicks, I would rather give up uh, multiple first round picks in Obi Toppin than RJ Barrett.
Yes, I would love to keep Obi and RJ, but if I had to pick one of them, I'm keeping RJ.
Without a doubt, it's not. I'm not thinking twice about
Yeah.
it either.
It's just a great Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks is just would be such a great pair up for their scoring wise. It would just help their ball move way better. Their ball movement improves significantly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Knicks have started backing out slowly of the trade talks for Donovan Mitchell. I thought it was going to happen a while ago, honestly.
Thought it
Uh,
was guaranteed,
I
but
yeah,
I think
I
Jazz
thought it
got a
was
little
for
more
sure
greedy.
happening. I thought it was for sure going to happen like within no time, honestly. But I mean, Donovan Mitchell might go to a team that's not one of these 5 teams that we've named. Um, but I think with this trade, four first round picks is tied for the first or for the most amount in this video. Um, but I mean, I think Obi Toppin could still be a very nice player in the league. He's shown a little bit of potential, but I think the Knicks would be fine giving him up for Donovan Mitchell just because he's kind of rotting on the bench over there. I mean, he's not gonna start anytime soon unless they get rid of Julius Randle. But I don't think they're gonna get rid of Julius Randle. So I think getting rid of Obi Toppin is fine for the Knicks. I would do this if I were the Knicks for sure.
Yes, 100%. If I'm either team, I'm taking this trade for sure.
Yeah, I think for the Jazz, the amount of picks that you will have after this trade it would be absolutely crazy. And then I do like Cam Reddish too. I think he if he gets the playing time, he could be a very nice 3 and D shooter in the league because he can be a very good shooter. I mean, as a Hawks fan, I have seen that he when he gets hot, he is very good when he gets hot. It's just the inconsistency, and I mean, you don't see him get hot very often. So I think when giving the right opportunity, he could be a very solid player. And same with Obi Toppin. But that is really all that we have for this video. Thank you for watching.